Okay, you can see how much blacker it is than in my last videos. It's got a little thin glaze of oil on it. I'm gonna put it on my medium heat here. And I want to show you too, look how much I can move this handle up and down. That's a pretty good amount of wobble. Just compare it to this stainless steel pan. It doesn't budge. There's no movement at all. This pan, as it's warming up, it's getting more and more wobbly. I don't want to touch the bottom of the pan because I don't want to chisel that cure off. I thought that was the one. I can't even believe this. I'm just going to get a crazy amount of oil for the flip. It's still sticking over there. It's stuck there. It's stuck there. The bottom of the pan is completely black. It's completely black. I don't want to touch it too soon, but at some point the egg is more done than I want it to be. And it's still stuck. I put it on a new area, deep oil over there. You see how much the pan is moving. This is not the best pan I have. I am so annoyed with this pan that I had to calm down with a cup of coffee before I continued on. I'm really frustrated. This was supposed to be a video about how I finally got the pan seasoned and that it's going to work now. And even then, I was going to complain about it afterwards and how I don't like the pan and how it hasn't been worth it so far. And instead of making that video, I sit here with my completely blacked out, seasoned over and over pan with a smooth black surface, and the eggs still stick to it. I mean, look at this thing. Does that look non-stick? It's gonna come off. You can see it moving there. Can you see how that stuff's moving around? It's going to come off pretty easily. But you can see under where that is, the markings where it's not slick black anymore. All that's in the surface, these little lines and stuff. Almost everything is coming out with the paper towel. Now you see that? All that little white stuff in there almost looks like snail trails. It's like, it's in there. It's going to stay in there. And there are rough spots that are not going to come off with a paper towel. And what's important about that is that when you have to get really busy on a spot that got in there, because this has already happened to me in the past few weeks, a spot of cheese got stuck in there and didn't want to come out. I had to get so aggressive with that spot that when it did come up, all of the black came up with it. And then you have to re-season to try to replace that bare spot, or that's going to be a spot that gets sticky. Let me also say what has been happening. All I do is try to cure this pan. It's been used a couple of times. The rest of the time is just me trying different things of putting oil on it. What I was going to reveal today is that by putting a thicker coat of oil on it than had been previously recommended, putting it in a 550-degree oven, upside down, not so much oil on it it's going to drip, but enough oil on it, not that get it all the way dry. Put it in there at 550 and leave it in for about 3 hours and then let it cool down. And basically the more you do that, the blacker it gets. Some people recommend curing it 3 times. So I had cured it like that at least 3 times. And it looked like what I thought it was supposed to look like. It looked almost, kind of beautiful with that perfect black shimmer in the bottom, like the black over here, not the messed up part over here. And it was getting blacker everywhere else too. And I was like, okay, this is going to work out. Time to make a video with me cooking an egg and show it sliding around the pan like a nonstick pan. And now that didn't even happen. So I still don't have a nonstick pan. This is the most expensive pan I've ever had in my life. And I've done technique after technique after technique that I found on the internet, and nothing works. And this is why, in my opinion, and this is why this may or may not be my last video, this is the thing no one is telling us about this product that is the most important thing. Don't buy this frying pan unless you have a gas stovetop. This wobble here, that's a big deal on a flat stovetop. If you have a flat stovetop like mine, absolutely don't buy this pan. If you have coils, I still wouldn't do it. It'll handle it a little better than this. But that wobble, there's no wobble at all on a stainless steel pan, on my stainless steel pans, or on nonstick pans. The first pan we received had so much wobble we sent it back because we thought something was wrong. This one has less wobble. And then we looked up and we found out that that's normal. There's a little play in it and the bottom's not perfectly flat. And the reason some people don't care and supposedly chefs love this pan is because almost all of the people who like it, or almost all chefs, are going to be cooking on a gas top stove. Now, I would prefer a gas top stove. Anybody who really likes to cook pretty much would rather have a gas top stove. I don't. And until I do, I think this pan is pretty much just going to get greased up and stuck in a cabinet somewhere because it's useless on this flat stovetop. Again, nobody's telling you this on the website for this particular pan or for any other carbon steel pan. And I don't think it is that way for a cast iron pan. I know a lot of people who use cast iron pans on electric stoves. Maybe it would be better on a gas stove, but I've seen those work. My parents have never had a gas top stove, and they've been using a cast iron pan forever. This is supposed to be a replacement for a cast iron pan. This is supposed to be better than cast iron. It's lighter, it's more versatile, it's easier to cure. Those are all the things that people are saying, and I don't know what the heck they're talking about, because that's not my experience at all. And there are a lot of other people out there who are telling me the same thing. Getting a little wound up there. It's really aggravating to me that all of the videos make this look and sound easy. And believe me, it's not easy. I'm not inexperienced with this kind of thing. I've been cooking since I was a little kid. I know how to follow instructions. I research like a lunatic. You wouldn't believe how many videos I've watched on this subject and how much I've read about this subject, or how many different techniques I've tried. And so far, nothing works. The only thing I haven't tried, and it's the one thing that I think would work, and I just don't have access to do it, is to try to break this thing in on a gas top stove. Maybe I will go do that at a friend's house eventually, but as of right now, all I can say is, do not buy this pan if you have an electric stovetop, because it's going to drive you crazy. Even if you get it cured in the oven, like I believe I did, when you put it on the stovetop and it's having hot spots and it's wobbling and all of that, it's still not going to cook an egg. It's still not going to be that perfect nonstick pan like you can go to Target and buy for 20 bucks and bring it home, and your eggs won't stick at all and it'll work every time. And when the stuff starts chipping off the inside, you just throw it away and buy another one. That's what this is supposed to do. It doesn't do it. It doesn't do it at all. I've tested it over and over and over again. I've done technique after technique after technique. The company that makes this thing needs to put out a definitive product video demonstration or set of directions that will work every time for everybody in every situation. They need to nail down the right temperature, the right surfaces to use, the right oils to use, everything. Because there are too many people trying to get these things to work and they can't get them to work. I've talked to a lot of them since I started making these videos, and I've got a $55 frying pan that my mama gave me for Christmas that is useless. I would have rather had something else that cost $55. Thank you for watching this video. It's a beautiful, sunny, warm day here in the place where I live, and I just got so upset by that frying pan that I am again outdoors with no pants on. Hey, they love it. Tune in next time, where I hope to have a video of a product that makes me happy instead of sad. YouTube sad. YouTube sad. Okay, I'll put some pants on. I would prefer a gas stove